there was a dark season of depression, major depression that I went through a few years ago. And, to cut the story short, I realized a lot of that depression comes from listening to bad sermons, honestly, about God and who he is. Wow. From the denomination that I used to go to. Yeah. And, I came to this really dark place in my life, and I thought, God was beating me up even more as I was laying there on the ground, that, he's either on the other side of the bridge, that when I get over myself and I get there, he's waiting for me there as, like kind of a teacher or just like somebody who's kind of upset with you because you're kind of in your own mess. But then, and I was like, man, the sermons are really powerful, man. Like they really are powerful. And then seeing so many born again believers in our city, in our church, coming to our church, every single local person in our church is a first generation believer. Right. And I was like, man, I got to do this right. Like I gotta do this right. I can't just kind of be like, oh man, let's open up to this, chapter, and I'll do my best to, do the inductive Bible study on it and everything. Now I'm like, man, I can really mess people up. Like people have messed me up, and I could have gone through that depression way faster if I listened to the right picture of God, of who God is from the pulpit. It would have helped me tremendously. So I didn't want to make that mistake. So, found you guys through, I don't know who, but I started listening to you guys, and I was like, oh man, this is it. Like, this is really it. But then, so I wanted to bring you guys in because I know, there's going to be even maybe some people in Serbia who could use that kind of training. And it was a great turnout, I think. It was more than I expected. I think it was like double more than I expected. So it was so cool that people came, and the feedback was, man, it was just really amazing. People were just kind of like running back home to study their Bibles again with kind of a fresh new lens. Wow. And yeah, and I'm kind of sad that you guys are unique in that, at least in my resources that I have. I wish that I could be like, oh, I can recommend Expositors Collective and 10 other people, or trainings or whatever. But then it's not the reality, at least in my context, So I really appreciate what you guys are doing. So it was really cool. It was really cool to have you and Nick here.